am going to be building a Tudor house today in Paralives. I love a Tudor style house, just the black and white and the brick and the archways and like, ooh, I just love it. It's not gonna be cottage, but it's not gonna be massive family home. I'm thinking like 2 bedrooms, maybe 3 max, maybe like a little pokey bedroom that could be used as like a study or something. But I am on this lot down here. I was kind of gonna go for this slot, I'm not gonna lie, and put it between these 2 buildings. I feel like 2 Tudor looking houses here could kind of be a vibe, but I'm gonna go on this lot instead. It's nice and long. I think we could have quite a nice looking garden, maybe a willow tree if there's some willow trees. But let's delete everything. I'm actually gonna keep the for sale sign because I just kind of want it right now. Wait, I can change what it says. Huh, who knew? I can make it say sold. Oh, how cute. Okay, now the good thing is about a Tudor house is they're never usually on like a raised platform with stairs. Not by much, because I feel like I have problems when I do platforms in this game. It might just be me though. I'm thinking, I'm gonna get the grid on so I can actually get it like square on the front, but I think we'll have to just basically have some kind of long wall here, and then there'll be a bump out with the porch. This doesn't look like it's... I feel like the grid looks like it's off to me. I might move this all over by like a couple. And actually do this here, that there, and then we'll just delete some stuff real quick. I think you can move the entire lot, but it's like you have to go to the map view, don't you? So it's kind of like a strange thing to do. Now, I don't want to make this thing massive. I always tend to, and I don't want to do that by accident. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put in a quick door situation, just so I can have things mapped out. Maybe not a double door. Either an arched door, or I really like the one with the glass in. So I might go for this circle door. We'll put it around about here. And that means I can put a wall in here for the porch. That's about... well, we'll probably have to go around to like here somewhere. Okay, okay. That's kind of working. I think I'm actually gonna destroy... Let's destroy this wall. Make it a little bit shorter on here. Now, I'm gonna kind of try and do the layout as we go. I'm thinking it will be, in here will be a living room. So straight away you'd come in, it would be a cozy living room, definitely with a fireplace. And I want it to be quite small. I want it to be cozy and small. And I might actually make this be the dining room. Again, maybe quite like a small dining room, or it would be a kitchen dining room with a little round table maybe. There might just be an arch. That might not be big enough. You might have to make that just a little bit bigger. I'm thinking it might also be nice to have like a back kind of porch. I haven't looked up a back of a Tudor house. I only have the front of a Tudor house, so I don't know how this is gonna look yet. We need somewhere for a bathroom. We also need somewhere for some stairs. So what I'm actually wondering is if I make this a little bit sticky outy here, we could, why is that not a room? Is that a room? Oh, thank goodness. Sometimes in my builds, they don't become rooms and I get very confused. I feel like this could be some kind of back porch that you get to. It might be quite like a long galley kitchen and little dining table. I might have to add to this though in a minute. The only thing I'm probably gonna do is make a sticky out bit. Actually, I think the whole thing could stick out a little bit. And this does, oh no. What I need to do is have this come out, not another full square, but like the tiniest bit. Telling you, it doesn't want to snap, but it will. It's gonna snap. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of little guys. A lot of little like pillory type things. That might have to be moved out just a little bit more. That might not be enough, but we hope. Let me pop in some stairs. I think what I would like to do is have them be L-shaped. So I'm gonna have to put in a kind of, I think 5 will be decent enough. Maybe 6. I feel like the stairs in these houses are usually quite pokey. So we'll have to pull the floor up on this one. Is that high enough? Just a little bit more. Pull that up there, and then we can have the stairs do an L shape. In theory. doesn't always work for me though. How many stairs do we need? 5, I think. 5 steps. And they should be able to go up that. I do have a power at the ready to test it. Now, I haven't done it on a platform. I don't know if I'm gonna do it on a platform. I wanted to, but I do wonder if it's gonna confuse things. I'm thinking just like one step up. Hopefully that's not gonna mess with anything that I've done anywhere else, and hopefully the ceiling height is okay. Although these are usually quite low ceilings. These are old houses. I'm gonna just enclose this here. And then I wonder about doing a cutoff here. Porch will have its own roof. Maybe that would be kind of like a greenhouse if I could put like a skylight in. Not a greenhouse. Conservatory. That's what I was thinking of. The back looks very flat though, I will say. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out this tiny part of wall, I think. And we will have it go like that and have like the little overhang. Upstairs we're gonna have like hallway. Main hallway landing. Bedroom, maybe tiny study, and hopefully a bathroom. But if I don't end up having a bathroom up here, I will have to find one downstairs. But part of me likes the idea that you'd have to go upstairs to the bathroom. Like there's only one in the house and it ain't downstairs. It's not in a convenient place. So I might put bathroom in right as you come upstairs. I wonder about doing like another bedroom here. I think main bedroom is going to be that really long one. And we're going to have some fun with some shapes. That's another bedroom. Long bedroom. And I might cut this off as like a tiny study. I don't know. I can't. Why not? Sure, let's go with that. The only other thing I need to do is try and remove the flooring that's here. Because Paras can walk through it, I've found. But when I've been doing L-shaped stairs, it's kind of been a pain to do. Because then there's ceiling in the way. Like, it doesn't really... I find it doesn't want to do L-shaped stairs. Unless it's just me being goofy. But I can't find a way of making it have no ceiling easily here. Unless we do this. Hang on a second. No! I wonder if there's a minimum height I could do. We could do... Okay, hang on. I'm gonna change it just a little bit. If anyone has like a better tip on doing L-shaped stairs, I would love to know. Because I truly struggle with it every time. Because it wants to put a ceiling on everything. And so I can't ever get it to do the right thing. Like now there's a ceiling here. But if I delete that ceiling, it's fine. And then if I make this set of stairs be here, then we're okay, I think. Oh boy. You know, that does work somewhat. But what I might do is, if I raise that up, yeah, that's gonna mess everything up. There we go. Restore the walls, please. Thank you. Okay. That's shut in there. Put some artwork or something there. Upstairs is fine. Everything is normal. Everything's fine with this house. I'm gonna save it. Just in case. The roofs are fairly like tall and pointy. Usually. And then what I want to do is we need another... It starts going a bit interesting and if I can pull it off or not. I want to have this go to kind of match up with that. And what I think I'm going to do is just put down a... Big one of these. I'm going to have that meet the roof in the middle as much as I can. Hopefully it won't overhang too far. Perfect, a bit like that. But then, this is gonna be too far. So we might have to do another peaked roof. That's a lot of roof nonsense. I feel like there's gonna be a problem. a problem here if it rains. You know, I think it's okay. There's more points on the back than I think there would be, but that's okay. And what I'm tempted to do is also, I don't know if I can get a window up here, but I'm gonna add in one of these bad boys. But one of them up there would be kind of nice. Now I also want to do a fireplace and a chimney. So I want to make sure that's in there. Oh, look at this one though. Oh, that one's beautiful. I love how many chimneys they give us. They're a red or a grey brick. I'm not sure yet. We can recolor that. But definitely gonna have that on this side. And I think we'll go for either big wooden... What are you trying to do? Big wooden... Oh, I kind of like that one that has the little black doors on it though. We could change the texture of that, I imagine, hopefully. This one's also really nice though. I wonder about having like an extra little fireplace in the dining room maybe. And we could have, there's currently not a chimney for that, but we don't need to concern ourselves with that. Now, I need to try and lay out this pattern on the outside. And all of the little decor, which would be either something I could just find in here, which would be a delightful time, like that. Could just do something like that instead of placing stuff, although it's currently trying to go over the wall for some reason, because it wants to do that. I might have to place them myself, because we do have, where are they? They are in here, I believe. We have these, which I just need to place a lot of them. But these are kind of what we need. Along the whole of the bottom of this, the whole of the bottom of this, and the whole of the bottom of the one at the back. But I do think, actually no, we did it just deep enough. Okay, that's perfect. That's surprisingly perfect. Actually, the other thing I need to do is make this a wall. There's a lot of haphazard stuff happening right now whilst I think what I need to do. And I need to make this be an archway. Something like that, maybe. It's definitely hard to see if it's centered or not. There we go. It'll be like that. And then we have the porch. I could maybe make sure we have... I don't know if they can just step up onto that. Or if I actually need to have a staircase. I'll have to see if that's going to stay white or not. We'll see, we'll see. And then I need to do the same on the back of the house. Unless this back one you don't actually stand on. Hopefully this could just be directly with the door. I don't know if it's going to be upset about that. Maybe an arched door on the back. Okay, hopefully that would be fine. I don't know, I might end up changing that door. We'll see. So, usually, these houses are like a red brick on the bottom, and then there's all the paneling on the top. So I think I might go for this quite worn looking brick, but the roof, I think actually all the roof peaks are gonna be, well, this one's staying a stone. The other roof peaks are changing. I'm also gonna make the roof itself be a slate of some kind. All right, now what I might do is use this Korean kind of mottled as a base. Or actually, that just looks more stony. So maybe we'll do this one. I'm sure someone has already made a Tudor house. I didn't go looking for inspiration or anything before doing this, other than actual houses. So I don't know how people achieved doing what I planned to achieve. I know I could definitely just upload a picture and use like picture panels. My only other thought is by using the paneling, but you only do the whole item of that one. They don't really have it as a whole item of another. It's like a split item, because otherwise you could make the bars in this be a different color, but we can't do that. The texture's great, but it's not what we need. It's not gonna cut it. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is a lot of pillar work. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a second. Okay, we're gonna use this one. As long as I get it lined up like this, if we then just do, oh yes, this cliff is gonna be really annoying. Just this whole time, this cliff is gonna be infuriating. Well, actually, I'm gonna have to do this first. I need to do this, and then we will just shorten it as usual. Then I'm guessing you're not just gonna be happy with me. Wait, we can keep it at the same height, okay. The view on this is gonna suck. I'm probably gonna speed up this section so you can just enjoy me placing all of these pillars very slowly. Because it's gonna be a long process, a very long process. Actually, what I should do is probably let me place the windows first so I can line up these pillars with the windows. I want some shutters on the bottom windows and then just normal windows everywhere else. But you can add shutters. What shutters do they have? They have some. Oh, they have some cute ones. We'll just do normal windows and go with it. Okay, I'm gonna do these windows on the bottom level. We'll maybe do 2 here. Do some shutters upstairs. What rooms are we overlaying here? I think the same placing of windows upstairs. There's a wall there. Maybe we'll do like that. And I actually might make the window downstairs just be 1. Oh, but it looks weird like that. Hang on, let's line it up there. And then let's do maybe 2 right next to each other upstairs. I could just make that a long one, but I kind of want to have the chunky bar in the middle of it, so we'll do that. I feel like there's not usually like a ton of windows, is the thing. I also need to delete that wall so we can have windows in the bedroom. Because I'm probably going to do a double window again up here. 1 at the top of the landing, 1 in. Actually, not 1 down there because it's just stairs. I guess not 1 there because it's just stairs. Maybe just 1 on the back. I'm gonna put 1 in here. The lounge has 1 window there. They are very low. I didn't realize how low they were. Hang on a second. I might pull all these windows up. All right, pillar time again. So that means I can basically line up doing these pillars with the windows, or we can kind of do like a split. Honestly, a split 3 would probably be ideal. They're usually like evenly spaced across the whole thing. So I might actually have to do... Oh wait, what if the vibe is this? Here. I'm gonna sandwich the windows with pillars. Then what I have to do is turn this whole thing on its side. I could probably use a shelf, but this is just a good... I know, it's just a good depth. It's very useful, but the only thing is I don't know if that's 90 degrees. So I'll have to line it up whilst it's up here. Oh, would you look at that? Ain't it beautiful? I swear, the likelihood of this build breaking is quite high. I do think if I placed this again in the world, like I saved it to the library, I fear it would break. Usually these just go straight up to the roof. So I could take some of them up. Maybe not the in-betweens, and then put just like 1 more sideways bar in. Oh, that's cute though. Okay, I just have to do that on all the sides. It's just gonna be a lot of work, but I'm gonna speed up me just locking in doing this on all the sides, and I'll see you in a minute. Now, I've run into a slight problem. I've run into a slight problem in that if you're playing in this house, you're gonna constantly have these bars around it. Which I didn't really think of when I was doing this. I thought they would disappear because they're pillars, but really, you're stuck looking at this all the time. So this is definitely like a decorative house, or you don't want to live in it. But I'm trying to think if there's a different way I could have done it that doesn't mean Well, I've also lost this. This is meant to be over here. I'm trying to think if there's a different way of doing it that means you wouldn't end up seeing these if you were playing, because it is a real shame. The only other way would be to upload a picture of this pattern, or I paint out this pattern and we upload it as pictures. But I think even if you minimized it, let's check, hang on. If I got a picture and we simply, where am I looking? Pictures. If we get a picture, like a frameless picture, okay, and if we were to say the whole panel was like that. Oh, see, that disappears. That's such I spent so long just doing that, just by the way. Just to only just realize you'd see it from the inside. I think upstairs it isn't even the worst thing in the world, and half the time, I mean, I play like this and quite close, so it wouldn't necessarily faze me. But if you're downstairs, you're gonna have to be quite like above view. All right, let me try something real quick. I have made some quick rectangles in Affinity. So I'm just gonna get a picture frame real quick and we'll just see how this looks. Cause maybe I could remove half these black bars and then it would be a little bit better to play in. Guys, I think I found, cause that would be more playable. Cause then if you go downstairs, the picture would vanish with the, I'm gonna say, I spent so long just doing that, but I think for playability, I should remove this. It looks like you're in jail. Let me just play with something. So I made 3 different wall panels. I made this one, which has the little bar. And then I made one which was a bar facing the other way. So it's a flip, like that. Maybe I'll keep some of the main bars, but we'll do... Oh, but you see, but we're gonna have to be careful with this because some of the windows are gonna get blocked if we do it. I don't know if the game's gonna absolutely hate playing with this build because there's gonna be so many pictures on the wall, but we'll just have to see. It doesn't make the biggest difference changing it to pictures. It would on like this wall, but I think the front feature of the house kind of needs to keep as much. Well, actually the windows have to keep it, and then the rest of this house could be pictures. See, because of the peaked roof. The peaked roof does mess things up because you can't put pictures on the roof unless I free transform it, but I spent so long transporting stuff before. You know what? I am going to, for the sake of my own time and sanity and all the things I just did, I'm gonna put all the bars back. I wasn't planning to upload this to the workshop. I just wanted to make myself a Tudor house. So I'm gonna leave everything as it was and we will simply deal with it because that looks to me really nice and I don't really care because I play very zoomed in most of the time, but just downstairs would have to be more top down. I'm sorry. There's probably other people that have made like a Tudor house in a playable way. The wall panels are great as like picture frames, but you do need to sit in a program and fiddle with the ratios a little bit and make a few variations, but once you have them forever. So I might sit and do that at some point, but for this build, I'm gonna keep going as I was going. I'm gonna make the door be, I actually kind of like the green color of the door, but also part of me wants it to be brown, and we have it as a brown door, or at least I do like a dark brown frame. Then the door could be some kind of sage green, could be a fun time. Or a white door does work, or a red door is kind of a fun time. Maybe we'll go red door. Okay, I'm gonna do like fencing and landscaping afterwards. I think I want to move to the inside, into our jail cell house that's happening right here. But we'll just ignore it for the time being. So what I'm thinking is I would like to have some of the brick or some stone on the inside. Now, I could maybe try and do ceiling pillars, but I'm also not really, I don't really know how you're meant to get the ceiling like that. There we go. I feel like I could make it have like a white painted ceiling like this, or I would just make it be mottled because old. So So I might just do that for some texture. This lounge might be too big, but it's kind of a pain for me to change. Wait, oh, I just thought of something I need to do. I don't know that you'll really see it, but I was gonna make these be all on the bottom. Alrighty, I have placed them all. It's not like the biggest thing, but you can see a difference having all of them placed there, so it's fine. But what I would like to do is take this stone and maybe have it in the entrance and some kind of stone here. I'm thinking I'm also gonna have stone in this back porch section. We're gonna do some repeating. The rest of the floor down here, I definitely want to be some kind of wood, and I'd like it to be a rougher wood. I'm thinking a darker, quite a rich one, like this one maybe. And I'm thinking we'll take that through to the... Oh, actually the kitchen could have tiles on the floor though. Some quite traditional tiles, maybe just some big... Ooh, some kind of rough stone. Maybe a cream. I'm not sure what color scheme we're going for yet. I'm gonna try and not just do green because I've been doing a lot of green lately, so I'm gonna try and avoid that. Maybe we'll do like maybe we'll do a fun lino. Wait, that in the kitchen though. That could be kind of cute. I quite like that for the bathroom though. And then the other thing I want to do is maybe keep some stone or brick behind the fireplace. This is another thing I like to do. But I want it to be quite like quite a grey brick, which means I might have to change the floor tiles to be a little bit more on the grey side than the blue side. Right, the bathroom door can go slightly off center here. There's a beam. There's a beam in the way. Then we'll have bedroom door, study door, and the other bedroom door. We can't put anything here. Nothing. It's just doors. Now, in the rest of the house, or at least the rest of the downstairs, I'm thinking of doing kind of just a fairly plain wall. I know I wasn't gonna do green, but it is cozy and country if I do green. What kind of traditional rugs do we have? Because there are a couple of rugs. I'm wondering if I could just pull a color from a rug and go with it. Because some of the traditional ones you can't change the color of, like this guy. Why are you sideways? Why on earth would you be that way? Why are all my rugs wanting to go against the grain of things? Must you? Don't tell me my furniture's gonna do that. It's gonna be a long process to furnish this house if everything is going on this plane of existence for some reason. Let me advance tool this. I think it's maybe all of my pillars. It's confusing the orientation of my build. Please tell me everything's okay. But if I move this, okay. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. So I like the idea of a traditional rug, or we could do like a stripy rug. Could be kind of nice. A floral rug could be kind of cute as well. I might do this brown rug, and I'm gonna change some of the blue to be... There's a really nice rust color. And I've used the rust color a lot, so I don't want to go overboard with that color. But I think like reds and oranges maybe? Maybe we'll go red sofa. I'm gonna go for a color scheme I wouldn't usually go for. I'm thinking of having like a lot of bookcases on this wall. Either like a built-in kind of situation or just... Maybe just big bookcases. Hang on, what games are there? There is like a game table. Piano. Could kind of be a vibe, but I think we go bookcase. It is clipping with the floor. But we're not gonna talk about that. Okay? We're not gonna talk about that at all. Definitely gonna have a side table. Some kind. I'm trying to think what color. Maybe a light side table here. I think what I want to do is maybe extend the mantelpiece a little bit. Have that kind of be an extension of that. And then I might get... Not that we need any more pillars in this build, but I'm gonna get some pillars. A couple of chunky pillars for underneath. So it's just like a little bit more of a built-in fireplace to me. I kind of prefer that vibe a little bit. It looks very grand, but I feel like it would be in here. Maybe a couple of pictures will be on this shelf. And we'll do a big gold framed one of something. I'm thinking like a landscape or... apples could work. The fruit basket. It's kind of cute. It's very green compared to the rest, but I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. Ooh, I really like the stained glass one. I might do an orange stained glass lamp in this corner. Maybe they'll have a plant or something in there. Maybe some books stacked on the floor as well. Now, I didn't realize. Okay, so I didn't think you could change the bulb. But if you go into advanced mode and you go into light, you can change the bulb so it's not as obnoxiously bright all the time. And like a really warm color, which I didn't realize because I was like, oh, you can't change the brightness of the lights? You can, just not necessarily how you think to do it. So I'm gonna do that just to dim them a little bit. A lot of these look traditional, but also look like they'd be outside lights. So I don't love these, but I might just do these little gold ones. Now I think we're gonna go for an archway rather than a door, but I might make it a slightly chunkier one, or I just do that one maybe. Maybe the same kind of dark one. I'll change the wood color, but I think we'll just do like an archway going between. I was gonna do pillars. I'm not gonna add pillars to this because I think I would lose my mind. And then we can have just on the walk into the house, I'm gonna give them some kind of just display shelf or wardrobe kind of thing, maybe. A little bit. That is a big chest of drawers as you walk in. It's not deep, but it's a big chest of drawers. Change my mind on the door. I don't want the door to be red anymore. It was too much. Put a little lamp on here. I'm gonna go through and add some clutter after I've kind of like put in most of down here, I think. And actually, I am very pleased with, I think, that copper light. I might do a couple of them actually. Now, wall in here. I'm not against having some tile. The light's in a really strange place right now. That's a bit better. I kind of... See, we could just have some red tile. Or we could go proper country. I don't know why that's proper country, but you know, some checkered tiles could be nice. I want them to be big tiles, that's all I know. Although the floor is it's so cream in here, it's just sand. I don't know how I feel about the sand. Is there some fun wallpaper? Maybe we wallpaper. What I might do is keep this wallpaper. Oh, that's gonna break it though. Wall is an absolute nightmare. I'm not doing anything about it now, but just so you all know, it's a nightmare and like, just know. I hate it. Maybe we'll do like a yellow. I'm gonna fill cabinets in this corner anyway. Let's fiddle with, I'd like it to have a wooden countertop, I think. We need a fridge. I wonder if the fridge could cover all of the sins of the corner of this kitchen. Maybe. And of course we have to use a smeg. Because it gives off the right vibe. I mean, not a smeg, a fridge. It's not a smeg. I mean, we could fit, well, to be fair, we could fit cabinets there. I might move this out here. Actually, there could be a dining room out here. Might move big cabinet out here. And we can fit more kitchen in than I thought we could. I thought this was going to be too shallow. I very rarely do like over the head cabinets because I just find they're a lot. I don't love them as much, but I am going to do them in this kitchen. I think the more cabinets, the better. Oh, a bronze extractor hood? Wait a minute. What a dream. Although it's going to be... It's kind of weird because maybe I could like inlay that into an over the head cabinet. I could do that. It's such a sunny kitchen and then in here is so dark. Like actively dark. I might have to brighten up the wallpaper. It's kind of just feeling a bit sad in here. Oh, that's not really a good round table. There's one with a tablecloth. So like, could I do like a checked tablecloth? No. I don't think I can, unfortunately. Otherwise it could be like a small... Can I still put chairs at that? Oh yeah, we could do like this. I wanted it to be a round table though. I thought round would be better. Okay, this kitchen I'm enjoying. The rest of the house, I'm kind of a little bit conflicted with on how I feel about that. Is that too much just green and yellow going on? I don't know anymore. I'm gonna move this light to also be over the table. That light's fine. I'm thinking we'll put a sink on Sink on this side, maybe. Yeah, let's go square one. I think that's good. I might actually put some window coverings on this window. These ones. The little half-height ones. I mean, these are, surely. Why don't I... Shall I use these as like inspiration in here? These little purple ones, maybe? Or that. And I'll just try and brighten it up a little bit. I decided to just change the rug. We've changed a couple of colors of things and it's a bit brighter. I'll add some cushions on. It just felt like such a contrast coming into the kitchen that I really wasn't sure on it. I also kind of want to put a clock in here somewhere. Maybe a cute clock in the dining room. And I might put... Oh, actually this wire one. This is like, I feel like if you go to like an Airbnb in the UK, you're gonna see this clock. Okay, out here though, I don't really know what this is. This is just like a back kind of storage room area, I guess, in a way. So I might just find some random cabinets and stuff. Maybe a couple of these shelves in the back. This feels like it could almost be maybe kind of like a workbench as well, though. There's a toolbox. I might put a toolbox on here. Screwdriver? Screwdriver. Again, I'll find some random clutter for that, but that's gonna be... Again, it's just kind of like a mudroom area, but I kind of got distracted changing the entire... the entire downstairs. But I actually really like this pink set of curtains, so I might put that on one of the bedrooms to remind me. And then down here, I might just do... I might do some, like, not full length, but longer curtains. We'll make them yellow. Why not? It's yellow and it's green. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna get another picture though. I think down here on this wall could use something. And I feel like it has to be a picture or it has to be something... Some miscellaneous decor somewhere. Oh, I could decorate it for Christmas though. Wait, some pumpkins in the kitchen though. Could be a vibe. Why are there pumpkins in the kitchen? I don't know. I might make them a little pumpkin patch. That would be kind of cute. I might have to. Oh, I think they'd have one of these. A little home thing on the mantelpiece. Oh, you know they would. Give them a little candlestick too, maybe. My auntie has a lot of candles around her fireplace and I'd kind of like to do the same because I think it's just a cute time. She has like an electric fireplace. It's not even an actual one. But there's just something about having more candles around it that I think is just really cute. Maybe a couple of pictures. Is 2 pictures too many? What about just having one? One quite big picture here. Then I just need to have some more like clutter. I think like stacks of books would also be good. Like a book open on the coffee table. Maybe a little mug on the coffee table as well. Maybe if they do have a grandkid, they could have like a little thing of books down here as well. It's fun cluttering, but I always compare my clutter to everyone else's clutter and I feel like I don't have enough clutter ever. Because I've seen you all cluttering out there. You have some really good clutter skills. I could keep the green in here a little bit. I said I wasn't gonna go green, didn't I? And where are we? Going green. Okay, now the only other thing is on here. I put like a plant there. Maybe just a couple of plants on here. Like they've done some indoor potting or something. Oh, I kind of feel like they'd have this bear though. Is this a tiny bike? Oh my gosh, a tiny bike! They can have a tiny bike. Tiny bike. Maybe another candle or two dotted around the place. They might also keep some logs inside somewhere. Maybe in the back mudroom, I might pop some logs down. I'll make them a bit smaller, but... Well, not that tiny. I'd like to advanced tool this one. Big stack of firewood in the back. Ready for the roaring fire. I don't think there's anything to put near the fireplace, like fire tools. I don't think there's them. Definitely want some country jars. Country jars. Actually, I haven't done any small appliances. Let's do little coffee machine. Not really like a good place for the microwave. Maybe a microwave next to the fridge. Then I'm gonna put all of these little jars. The little country jars. Down here. It's tea and coffee stuff. I imagine this is like a tin of biscuits. Tin of grandma's cookies. I'm always putting oil and like salt and pepper shakers up here. I can't help it. I'm gonna put some milk on the table and some sugar on the table, and I might put a couple of mugs there because it's just like, I don't know, they were just having a little catch up with somebody, or they just finished having their morning coffee. Wait, there's a wrench. Okay, I need a wrench in here. Don't ask me why, I just do. Do a little watering can. I want like a red one. Yeah. Red watering can. Okay, I think downstairs is done. It's lightly cluttered. It probably could be more cluttered, but I think it's pretty nice. So let's move on to upstairs, which actually, don't touch pillar. I'm just gonna use the same wallpaper in the hallway. I think I might make one of these bedrooms specifically be like a kid's room of some kind. What is this green? Oh, it's the cabinets. It's like, why is there green in my floor? Oh, it's the cabinets. That's why. We just need to lower the cabinets a little bit. It is annoying me that they're all the same doors. I might have to go back and tweak that. But I'm tempted to make one of these be definitely like a kid's room, and I'll just have a bit more fun with it. I feel like I want to do like orange and blue in one of these rooms. Or maybe do like a scalloped situation. So non-traditional in there. Or I could go for a more traditional kind of traditional kids vibe, which is, who knows what that is. But like this one, and it's more cutesy than bold, which maybe that's a better vibe. Now this bedroom, I really want to use this wild wallpaper. I say wild, it's not that wild. But I think, should the study be all this? Would that be too much? What wallpaper for the bedroom though? I almost want to use the same one that I use downstairs. But we might just change the color and make it more pinky colored maybe. Here is a thing we could do, is if we go into here, hopefully, I think this room is a room, so this will be fine. But if we go into here and then you do one of these ones is paneling. That could be kind of neat, and I could do it like a pale. We couldn't do it on that wall, but we could panel up. Well, we could only panel one wall, really. That's a shame. Because of the window height, I mean, I could change the window height, but I've put a whole load of pillars on my building now. So we could do, here's the thing, let's go into here. Let's use the paneling in a different room, and I'll do it in the bedroom maybe, and I'll maybe do it like quite a light. But then I can also only have it on some of the walls. Oh no. I need a no window room for paneling. Well, maybe we won't do that. I just thought it could be nice. But we can't have nice things here, okay? We're not allowed. See, that's very subtle. We could have that in the whole bedroom. And the bathroom, last but not least, I think maybe just tile everywhere. I mean, it's kind of a yellowy color in here. Maybe we just go with that. It's got like darker parts on it, but I think that's a good vibe. And actually I might stay in the bathroom and we'll do some curtains on there. Oh, actually, we should try and add some laundry stuff in somewhere. I could have maybe done that under the stairs. We could still add it into the kitchen. Or actually, I should have done it in here maybe. Oh, that would have been good. Wait, I might just put a washing machine to remind me to make that mudroom into like more of a laundry room instead. The showers are big. Maybe this corner one. And I'm gonna move the door. We built this around the door of the shower. We could do bath shower combo and have a shower curtain. Maybe that's more of the vibe. bath shower combo. And I might keep the black fittings just because of the black tiles, but I would quite like to make the shower curtain be, I don't know, just like a different color that we haven't used. We could go blue, and then we're gonna have a very small sink. Toilet will go in this corner, I think. Put that there. The freestanding sinks there is like a real teeny tiny one. This one. But I'll just make the cabinet be a much darker brown again, like the door. Those taps, well, I was gonna have it be black for the tiles, but now I've seen the gold taps. Maybe we make the frame be gold. Gold or like a copper like that. Then I could, you know what I could do? Make the toilet seat be really dark. Because of the tiles on the floor. Then we need a mirror for sure. I like the hanging ones when I'm trying to use like older stuff in a build because it looks like a gold mirror you'd find secondhand somewhere. And there's not much room for clutter in here, but oh wait, the broom. Wait, we need this broom. We just do, okay? I need this dustpan and broom thing. You know, I am gonna hang it here. I don't know. I'm just gonna put it there. Okay, now we need some general bathroom clutter, which will be always a toilet brush, always a toilet roll holder. I like to put extra toilet rolls because it's just fills up some space. Usually I would put some kind of towel in, but I don't really have a storage place for that. I imagine they're just like in that cabinet, or they'll be stored in like another bigger cabinet somewhere in here. See, I usually leave a bathroom like that, although we could add in like maybe a little plant somewhere. If I could get one on the windowsill, that would be neat. I could always do a hanging one. I always end up doing a hanging plant in a bathroom though, but it does just kind of, does just work. I might just put one hanging plant in the bathroom and we'll leave it at that. Okay, this is actually a pretty big bedroom. If anything, this could be, you could probably squeeze this to be 3 bedrooms and a study if you made this into 2 very small rooms. You could honestly make this into a bedroom as well, but I'm just gonna keep it as it was. Maybe instead of a kid's room, I'll just make this be like a guest room. But there's something about the really long room that I just want to be the main bedroom. And I couldn't tell you why. I just kind of, I don't know, there's a charm to it being just really long. I'm gonna do some checked bedding. I am gonna make maybe the frame be, oh, the frame painted that color really is nice in here though. Honestly, maybe this is like the teens room now. Maybe we have a teen and this is their bedroom. This could still be a kid's room. It's just a big kid's room. And then in this one could be the main bedroom. We'll see how the beds fit. Because if we did like a double bed in here, that's also quite squishy, but in a way all the rooms are squishy. But if this was the kids' room, they'd be like, oh, there's room for the toys and stuff up there because there's not much room in the rest of the house. So maybe we'll leave it this way. I wasn't expecting that, but actually, I'm gonna switch it around. I might do, tempted to give them like wooden side tables for some reason instead of matching sets. Like that. I'll pop a little chair in here. Then we just probably need some artwork, maybe like a mirror. Actually, if I could do a tall mirror. I don't know if that's gonna fit very well, but a tall mirror. Oh, we only really have one tall mirror. We have this one. We can say a mirror like here for getting ready. Would be kind of useful. Curtains, we'll make these ones floor length though. They're very low windows, but oh, they're very low windows. Maybe I'll make these be, this curtain rod be as well. It's such a low window, but it's too late now. I've really filled this thing in and I don't want to change it. So too bad. It's staying how it is. Oh, you know what I could do? I could fill the thing with radiators because you know what else is in UK houses a lot? Radiators. And a lot of the time I feel like they're under windows, which doesn't make sense in my brain of like, how is that useful? Because isn't all of the hot air just leaving out of the window? But we're gonna do it because I've seen it in places I've stayed, so I'm doing it again. It's also kind of fun putting radiators in and then having to build around them. Sometimes you come across a house and you're like, why is the radiator there? That's such an inconvenient place for it. There we go. I know this room is not finished, but we're gonna ignore that. Okay, I am gonna do some lights. I'm gonna do some bedside table lights, and I need to maybe do some overhead ones in the bedrooms. I'm still conflicted if I need a picture in here or not. I think it would be nice to have one, or like two, but I don't have that many pictures. There is the ship though. The ship's kind of the right colors. Either that or there is that picture of a cat that I was gonna use. This picture of the cat? Ooh, actually. Maybe we'll go double cats. I do another little stack of books as well, just on that bedside table. We've got an avid reader in the household. Then I want to come and do all the kids stuff. Actually, honestly, having a teddy bear somewhere down here. I said it at the start too. I was like, oh, if there was a grandkid, and now it's just turned into if they had a kid. There'd be stuff down here, like there is. Might pop some coloring in both the rooms. I found that paras just love to color. Like, to a wild amount. They will actively seek out coloring if you have a thing to color with on your lot. Do that. Maybe we'll have a standing lamp there. But I want a lot of toys. The thing is, most of these would be... Those ones are for toddlers, I think. Let's do... Oh my god, it's a little pug. Little pug toy. A few stuffed toys around the place. Maybe a little pig on the dressing, or not on the dressing table, the bedside table. The unpacking pig. I might do a bedside light, and actually I might also do some wall lights. Because I think that looks kind of cute. And I also think I have done, well, I've done hallway lights already. I haven't done any lights in the bathroom. I kind of like the idea of having these be kind of all wall lights. Maybe one above the bath maybe, but otherwise I just want to do wall lights now. Changed my mind on everything. What else? Maybe a rug for the kids' room. But I'm just not very good with rugs. I feel like especially like more traditional rugs. I mean, that one works. There's a lot of patterns going on in here, but I kind of like it. It's more orangey colored. I could do a couple of pictures in here as well, or actually, oh, we could just do some bunting. Like some colored bunting would just be cute. Thinking about some curtains, and then maybe the kids' room is done. Again, it's not overly cluttered. Maybe it'd be more cluttered. There's also not a wardrobe in here, but I don't think it matters too much. Also, having a kid and having this massive room and double bed. Oh, I dreamed of it. I really did. Okay, I'm happy with the bedrooms. I think they're done. I'll add maybe just a couple of plants in. I don't want to like cram this build with plants. I just don't know that they'd have that many, but maybe a couple could just help. Like one in this corner. Maybe size it down a little bit. There we go, there we go. Okay, now on for the, I'm gonna say study/storage room. Because I'm not sure anyone would be necessarily working from home. But I feel like as it could be for the kiddo to do homework, which actually this green is kind of just perfect, but I thought kiddo could do homework, or it would be kind of like a craft room. Be a white desk, and we'll give it a traditional chair to it. It's like a makeshift office. It's not necessarily like a dedicated office. So I'd also like maybe some storage boxes in here. Oh, the unpacking box. Wait. Wait. We're having the unpacking box. How could I not? And then I'm gonna remove the pig from that bedside table and maybe put Meep over here. Might do some boxes. I'm not necessarily, well, see, kids need a computer to do their homework is the thing. So maybe we'll get a computer in as well. I kind of wanted like another cabinet of some kind, whether it was like a wardrobe cabinet or just a display cabinet. Like there's one of these kind of trolleys, which again for like crafting maybe, and I could put some paint stuff. Oh, an easel in here actually. It's not really gonna fit. I feel like it's maybe been in storage. Maybe they just don't really have like time to paint these days. I'm gonna do another picture in here. Maybe another one of the cats is quite cute. One of those. I think there is an easel, not an easel, canvas. Yeah, some stacked canvases down in this corner maybe. I'm gonna leave no curtains in here. It's very pokey. What's the lighting in here? Did I put any lights in here? Just the wall ones. Maybe we'll put one more light there. Maybe a couple in each of the bedrooms. But I think that's kind of it. I mean, I could sit and probably find a lot of tiny clutters, but I don't want this to feel like they haven't moved in at all. I just want there to still be some leftover stuff. Okay, so I think I'm happy with the inside. It's not mega cluttered, but the study has like a few unfinished boxes. Either they downsized, I'm thinking, and moved into this smaller house for some reason, or they just still have random stuff they don't know what to do with. I still have boxes that are like half unpacked. The only thing to change is maybe the washing machine being down here, but I did think I could just like slide it in there and maybe make this be like a tiny cabinet looking thing. That doesn't look great. Maybe I move the chair and we have cabinet, washing machine that's like an inconvenient height. Because sometimes you just have this like mismatched stuff, and we'll get rid of the chair and just have something like that maybe instead. And again, like the shelves don't fully fit. Maybe they did at one point and it's just like they're just working with it. Have like a clothesline on the back of the house there. I think that's not really like the most convenient, but it works. So what I'm gonna do is A, save it, and B, move on to landscaping, and then we're kind of done. This has taken me around 3 hours so far, and I blame the inner paneling, which actually, once I was in there with the walls up, it's not as intrusive as before I'd done anything. Downstairs, it's a bit of a time. Like, you are gonna struggle maybe, but otherwise, honestly, it's not too bad. So, what I'm gonna do is paint the entire ground with grass where it's dirt. I definitely want some longer grass pieces and some wildflowers, but for now I kind of want to make sure there could be like a little bit of dirt around the house maybe. I might make them some garden beds. Again, what I would like to do is maybe have some kind of veggie patch, and I would also like to kind of fence in a lot of the property. Do we have like a brick? We do have a brick. Because I'm looking at one of my reference pictures and there's kind of like an opening, and then this is like a driveway. Let me get like a visual of the driveway. It's something like, it does this and curves around and goes down. And then you have like a wall on either side, which I do quite like. So I kind of want to recreate that. And you would have space for like a car. Obviously there's not cars in this, but there is a bike we could put out here. So I'm gonna pop maybe one of these here. And same on this side. Kind of to the edge like that. I put some hedging behind that. I'm also gonna keep this sign and I'm gonna make it say sold. Because I think that's cute. It's cute to keep like the sold sign, I think. Okay, and I kind of want there to be a feature tree. I think there is a willow tree. There is a willow tree. Which feels just, it feels British countryside to have a willow tree. So, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. This would actually be a real pain for the neighbors, because I feel like willow trees like really, they really take over. Like if you live next to a willow tree, the roots really just go nuts. But I think they're just nice. Just look nice. I mean, that tree's just cute. Maybe one of these, like a birch looking one. Out the front. Just on this corner. And then I think the other fencing will be taller wooden fencing like the neighbors have. I was gonna try and make a pond, which I could still do. I just have to think how I do it. I think I just want to turn a window around and lay it flat. And I would quite like to have some lovely hydrangeas. Do a couple of hedges. This is going to be like a front kind of garden bed thing, I think. So resize some hedges and I want like a central shrub. I want to actually have the landscaping look good this time. I feel like usually I'm really bad with landscaping. Like I can never get it to look good. Oh, I'll tell you what though. If we could do some ivy going up the wall, that might help quite a bit actually. Oh yeah, look at that. Wait, what if we make this be the lighter green? Oh, would you look at that? Ain't that just perfect? Might have a little bit growing up here. A little bit encroaching here as well. I do love some ivy. Do love some ivy. Oh, where'd my chimney go? My chimney's gone. Hang on, let me add my chimney back in. Did I delete that? I don't think I did. There we go. Chimney is back. Okay, so I'm thinking I would like to have maybe the little sand pit because I found that whilst I was doing other things. Okay, I think what I want to do is get some dirt. Now I can only do it with a circle, I think. So this is going to be a nightmare. But I quite wanted to do what looks like some little veggie patches maybe. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just, it would be nice if it could be. Then we'll get some, there are weeds, there are flowers, which we could do. Could do them as flowers. Oh, it'd be cute if there was a sunflower patch. Hang on. I was thinking vegetables, but sunflower works. They'd all, I mean, in theory, they'd all be facing the same way, but this is Paralives and I want it to look a little bit more random than that. A couple of rocks around the garden beds. I don't think there's like a shovel or anything. Otherwise I'd do that. There's the watering can, which I could do. But like, what if we did pumpkins? Wouldn't that be sweet? We can't garden yet, but one day. Honestly, the day we can garden, I'm so excited for it. I might put like a couple of these in, but I think I'm primarily gonna have to use weeds. Because these ones feel like not too bad. They're definitely not accurate in any way. That's so cute! Wait, I love that. That's really nice. So let's pop a window box on the back here. Move the bin a little bit. Those window boxes could work on all the windows actually. Hadn't considered the old window box, but I think that's delightful. Look at that! Can you make a- am I crazy? Can you make a pond? You can't yet, no. I didn't think so. But if we make this just lower. I'm sure there's a way you could do it with a window. Or maybe you could do it with like a mirror? Would a mirror work maybe? I don't know. I haven't tried to make water yet. Is it not window? Is it a mirror? How do people do the ponds? There's a way. There's a way, I've seen it. I want to try and make it out of a mirror. I don't know, I feel like there's... If I can find the right mirror that doesn't need to be on a wall. I mean, this could freak the game out. It's probably trying to load too many things. If you're close enough though. It is currently just looking like a big mirror in the garden. I will say, it's not really doing what I thought the effect would be, which is why I'm sure people use windows. I think it just gives it that look. Let me, hang on, I'm gonna save it in case I ruin my build by trying to put a window in my pond. Let's build another wall. Then we can put our lovely window in. I think we want to make it like kind of as big as we want before we move it maybe. Then we just do a little rotate. Can I just change the size of that whilst it's here? Oh, dreams. Dreams, dreams, dreams. Right, I'm just gonna lower that a little bit more into my pond. And then we'll just blend it. It's not the nicest shape. Oh no. Okay. I do just have to have a random wall, like hidden in a tree instead. Which I mean we could do. Hang on. Oh, I really want this pond. Tiny wall back here that you wouldn't even know exists. If you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't know. And then we simply move it. We'll make it like as big as possible of the wall. before we then do this and move it. So there's just a random floating bit of wall. Make it massive. And then we have a pond. Nobody touch it, okay? No one touch it. This is honestly the best garden I've made. Like, truly. I am not good with the gardens, I swear. Like, it really doesn't go well for me usually. But I am pleased with how this is going. Maybe we'll put some stepping stones to the sandbox. There's not like slides or anything, or I would have done more of a like play area, I think. I was thinking about doing some kind of sleepers to edge the garden, or you'd end up doing like a lot of little rocks. So I might just do a few more tiny rocks. Because I think that's just really nice. Look at that! Oh my goodness, my little garden. I'm gonna do just a few outdoor lights. And then it's done. And then it's all done. She's finished. I want these traditional kind of looking ones where I can. And I'm thinking I will also do like a little bench. Little bench outside the- One of my bars is gone! Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me! My house is new. Look at that! Look, it's- Oh no. I'll fix that lot. That's gonna be the last thing I touch. I think when I was messing with the wall and the heights, it was like throwing stuff off. So, we'll ignore that. And we will just... We'll fix it in a minute. This has been a time. Why did I do this? I should have done it as pictures. I shouldn't have done it with the black wood on it, but it's like, it makes it. That's just how these houses be. Right, I'm gonna put a little bench over on this side. And I'll just terrain away some of the grass around the very edge. Cute. Okay, well, I think that is it done. Let's save it. Let's move some wall panels. This is why I don't think I can put this one on the workshop. I don't even know that I could replace this in my world, because this will happen. I think if you replace this, I had this with a different house I made. When I made my tree house, and I hadn't really advanced placed many things, but with my tree house, the same problem happened where everything got thrown out of whack. And if you tried to re-download it or anything, it did the exact same thing. So I'm sorry. If you love this house, I wish you all the best in building it. Alrighty though, that is... Let me see if I can I get there without the cliff being in the way? Just about. There we go. That is my Tudor house build. Let me take you on another little tour. I'm gonna go out of photo mode though, because I think navigating this build is hard enough as it is. Starting in the entrance hallway, you come in, you've got your little stone flooring, you take your boots off, your muddy wellies off, you come into just a lovely, cozy, cluttered little living room, and then you go through to our very sunny kitchen, which really made me change everything about the living room. Then we have our little outside mudroom, kind of laundry area. I imagine this would be very cold and damp in winter. The hallway's pretty empty. Oh, the floor's broken again. But paras can walk through that. But I feel like stairs and flooring is just still a weird time, especially L-shaped stairs. But coming through, you have the general bathroom. It has a bath and a shower. And I'm kind of impressed that fit, to be honest, because I wasn't planning to put a bath in. This is the master bedroom, which wasn't always going to be the master bedroom. I genuinely planned for this long one to be the master because it was bigger, but now that this is going to have a kid in it, I think it's more flexible. They can have 2 kids in one big room if they have another kid down the line. Because then there is also this room, which is a study cum storage room right now, but I could see them turning it into a nursery or something down the line. Or it could end up being another bathroom. They could maybe move a door, make it an ensuite for the master bedroom or something. And then outside, we've got a little sandbox. We've got our little kind of pumpkin patch and sunflower patch and our pond. I'm so glad the pond worked, but boy oh boy, don't try and find the wall that the window came from. It's just very cute. I'm pleased with the landscaping. I didn't go overboard, but I wanted it to feel cutesy, and I'm really pleased with the front. Really pleased with the front. Again, I will have to experiment, but if you go to try and do this yourself, I would maybe recommend trying to use pictures and upload just rectangles of color instead of doing it with pillars, because A, the pillars didn't really want to go where I wanted them to most of the time. There was a lot of advanced tool using, but the only downside with using pictures is you can't easily place them on the peaked roof, so you just have to advance tool that anyway, but there's no guarantee the pictures wouldn't fly around either. Something tells me it would be easier. But I hope you enjoyed seeing this janky little build. I'm very pleased with it, and I just love building in this game, so if you have any other house styles or things you want to see, then drop them down below. Otherwise though, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you very soon in another one. Bye!